Come here. Welcome to the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, live every Sunday on Leicester Fan TV. Come on, you Foxes. Good morning, Foxes. How the devil are you today? How's your weekend been so far? Did you manage to watch the game yesterday? What were your views on it? You can tell me in a moment. You know what day it is. It's Sunday. It's 9:30 a.m. So it's time for the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, run by us fans in here for you fans out there. And you know what? Your opinion matters. So get them comments in now. Let's get going. It's kickoff time. Come on, you Foxes.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Foxes Arms. For exclusive extra shows, behind the scenes, competitions and podcasts, subscribe to Leicester Fan TV today on Patreon.
Good morning, lads and lasses. How the devil are you? How's it going? What was your views on yesterday? I'm just going to bring in Reedy straight away before we get going too quickly. Reedy, good morning, pal. We're going to start with a bit of a somber mood. Craig Shakespeare, we learned of his passing this week. He was probably the best coach, assistant manager. His managerial didn't really work for him, but as a coach, he was absolutely fantastic, wasn't he? He was one of the lads, wasn't he, really?
Yeah, it obviously was bad news. I didn't expect it to come in. Obviously, apparently he was quite ill before it happened and whatnot. So, again, I wasn't really aware of that. But, yeah, football inside of it, he was probably one of the main guys that we always kind of relied on and we knew about. And we knew there was no stick against him compared to all the other managers that have come in. But, yeah, brilliant manager. He obviously got us the that win in the Champions League, which was the massive one. So that was a big one.
He's the last England manager. Well, I think actually I think either the last or the first England manager to get an English manager to get a team to a quarter final of the Champions League, which is some going.
Exactly. Yeah,
he came in a bit of a tricky time. He took over from Ranieri. And he played the first game against Liverpool. We won 3-1. And then we had the Champions League game, and we all know what happened there. We won 2-0. Schmeichel saved a penalty. And the night was absolutely emotional night there. It was probably the best night in the club's history, I think. I think it nearly eclipsed actually winning the Premier League, didn't it? That just that one night in general, and it was all down to Shaky, I would say.
Yeah, exactly that. And it was just a different story, wasn't it? Winning that sort of game to get into the quarterfinal was just brilliant, and obviously it's unfortunate we couldn't get any further. There was obviously reasons for that, but yeah, it was like Ben Morgan says, RIP to him, and hope his family are doing well and whatnot and getting through this tough time. So
yeah, it's old Two Balls. Everyone used to know him as Two Balls, didn't he? Really, just do us a favour, put the link in that in the chat for us, in our group chats for us, while you're not doing anything. On happier notes, we will go on to yesterday's game. Now, I know there was a few problems with it on Fox Hub. Some people couldn't get it, but I managed to get it at the very last minute, which was lucky. What did you actually think, Reader? You watched it some at your local Chinese, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a pretty basic game again for me in my eyes. Again, I don't want to be too negative on the old pre-season situation because it is pre-season, but for me, I still can't see that identity and the style of play we wanted to play. And I know we want to play different styles, which I get that, but even I watched an interview from Cody yesterday with Bobby Reed, and he was saying about, we're kind of sticking with the same style of play and whatnot. And I kind of see it because we're still playing that kind of way, but it feels like we're getting less attacks and we're being less of a threat than last season in my eyes. It sounds stupid, but because people say we weren't a threat at all last season, but for me, we were more of a threat last season in the attack because we were actually creating them chances more because of the passing we were doing. But this year, we feel like we're forcing that attack straight away, and it's just not creating anything. So,
see, Andy Meadows, right? I go back with Andy quite a while, and I sort of agree with him on a lot of things. But if you're not getting the service, if you've not got a creative midfielder there making the things for him, making the chances and giving him the opportunities, then no striker in the world will score. Jamie Vardy didn't do it last year. Even Maddison didn't do it that much for us the last year because his mind was on other things. We need a creative midfielder to make these chances for players because we're not making enough chances.
And the thing is, as well, you were saying about Daka's punch yesterday. What about everyone else who wasn't scoring a goal? What about? I know people saying, "Oh, it comes down to the striker score a goal," but last season, many players last season scored goals. Mabadidi scored many goals. Fatu scored many goals. There's many players that can score goals. It's just because the focal point in the up top, if he misses a chance or he doesn't have the best of games, they get slandered for it, and it'll be even more so for Daka. And I'm not going to keep going on about Daka because people know that I don't think he's the worst player in the world, and I think he would thrive under a different team or a different coach. But again, we've just got to let it happen. We've got 3 strikers at the moment. Will we get a 4th? I do not know. We are linked with some other players, but they're not actually strikers. But it's a hard one because at the moment we've only got 3 strikers. We've got to live with what we've got as of now. Unless we buy someone else, then fair enough. But
like Tim Curtis says, desperately needs a creative midfielder, but also need a striker that can force strikers to keep their performance level up. Yes, I think that's the thing. Once you get I think you get a bit of a Chris. I'll bring you in a second. Once you get a bit of a knock-on effect, you bring the creative midfielder in. You get the striker scoring goals, then there's pressure on the other strikers to score goals, and builds confidence. And there is a knock-on effect for all the strikers that are there. If you've got to score goals to stay in that team.
I think the main thing we all know is, and as much as it's probably relying on him too much at the age he is, Vardy will be that main man up top for me anyway. Don't get me wrong, he's 38 or 39. He would still do a good job, and I still think he's probably better than half the strikers in the Premier League. But the only thing is he's got to have somebody who can replace him when he is getting too tired or getting too much. 60th, 70th minute, you need someone else to come on to do his job and kind of run the pitch, which obviously may be helping Daka. If he comes on, if Vardy starts and then Daka comes on, that pace that Daka's got could be brilliant for that kind of late minutes in the game. So, but I hope that people do agree that Vardy will be the main man, as much as it is a bit hard to say at 38 or 39. It's his big season now because he's probably not going to be here next year.
Let's bring Chris in. Morning, Chris. How are you, pal?
Doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Mark Watson says, hopefully Daka has a good. Hopefully Daka has a good season. We can sell him for some money and get some money back. You know what Reedy's like with Daka, how he loves him and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on the striking situation, pal?
I mean, with Daka, he's just so inconsistent. I understand what people are saying when he's had so many chances, but at the same time, I still think of that season when we were in the Europa League and Daka was unstoppable. So, I always think that. I think I was like, when he puts his mind to it, when he's fun, he's brilliant. But he needs to be consistent. And that's the problem that we're having at the moment. And so, and that's why, I'm one of those kind of people that gives everyone a chance. But at the same time, Daka really needs to step up. And so,
the thing is, though, like Wayne says, as long as Vardy doesn't keep getting injured, he seems to be picking up little knocks here and there that are keeping him out longer than they used to do. I remember him nearly breaking his knee in an England game, and then he was playing again for less than a week later.
That Premier League winning season, he was wearing a cast on his arm.
Yeah, and he was playing all the time. But let me just bring Jono in. Geordie Jono's just joined. Morning, Jono. How are you, pal?
Not bad, yourself?
I'm good. We're just talking about the striker situation, Jono.
We need a new one now.
Yeah, but are you just saying we need a new striker and that's it? Because I don't think we need.
No, we need a
striker.
midfielder. We need a midfielder and a striker minimum. Because defensively, I think we can. We don't need any more. I think we can defensively do it. We've got enough wing backs. We've got enough centre backs. It's just the midfield and the centre. Okay, Cam. We need a Cam. We need a striker. Daka's not good enough. I'm sorry. It was so poor last game. That's it. No more chances. We need a striker, and we need a midfielder.
But Jono, everyone keeps saying we need a striker. Daka's poor.
He is poor.
To make chances though. That's what I'm saying. Everyone seems to be blaming Daka straight.
I can only think of one chance he got given yesterday,
and that was only a half. That was only really a half a chance.
But how many times does Vardy not get given chances, but he makes chances for himself?
You can see the last 2 years we've been playing. How many times has you seen Vardy run off the last man and the ball's gone sideways or backwards, and the opportunity's gone? We've not had a creative midfielder in there doing that kind of job. I would say it's more of a creative midfielder, a James Maddison kind of player that can break the lines that we need. Because Dewsbury Hall wasn't that kind of player, Chris, was he? He wasn't a creative midfielder. He would make the blocks. He would be the box-to-box runner, Chris, and drive the team on. Yes, we haven't replaced him, but I think that'd be hard to replace Daka, Chris. KDH, Chris.
Yeah, it would be. I know. We've been linked with a couple of midfielders, but to me, it's all paper talk. And to me, one mistake we've definitely made is the fact that we've not even attempted.
Hold on a minute, Chris. They're in the Bundesliga. They're not a seventh-tier German team.
No, that was the team that we tried to have a training match with and failed because of the weather.
Yeah, but they weren't a seventh-tier, Gray. Sorry. Go on, Chris. Sorry.
Right. No, the one mistake we've made is the fact that, in my opinion, is the fact that we didn't go Codex, and now apparently he's signing for Ipswich.
I don't think we were ever rumored to get him. If I'm totally honest.
I think that was just fans talk, to be honest.
I think we all just wanted him because of how well he did last season.
But Chris, the one that really surprises me, someone's just made a comment. Ivan Smith Rowe of Arsenal, he's gone to Fulham for 34 million, maybe a little bit out of our price range. But what a talent he has been at Arsenal, and we've missed out on something like that. If we've looked at some players. Like Sol, and there's another one from France, a striker, 35 million. If we're looking at them kind of players, whoever, surely then we should have been in the hunt for, unless it's just because you didn't want to leave London, though, Chris.
I think. Go on, Chris.
Go on, read it.
No, I was just saying that the fact is we were putting so much money into this Sula guy, and we obviously failed to get him because he just didn't want to come to us. Why are we not spending this sort of money on a player that we know we need? Don't get me wrong, I don't mind spending 15, 20 million on players, but if we're spending this £30 million, even if it's euros on this one player, why don't we fork out this money on someone else who's this good, who's apparently this good anyway? This guy we're going to be talking about later in the show, we're paying, 20 to 25 million for him? He's not even a striker or attacking mid.
As we brought him up now, Reedy, as the title of the show says, is this the way to Asprilla? Wazza Asprilla. What do you know about him, Reedy? I know he's from Watford and he's a youngster.
He firstly got Watford's player of the season, young player of the season last year. He's 20 years old. I think he's Colombian. And I will check now see what his stats were last season, but
I think he scored 7 goals and got 6 assists, I think. But he's not a striker, though, is he?
No, he's more of a winger. I think he's a left-sided winger from what I remember. Let me look at his stats from last year. But yeah, again, youngster, looks like it's a player that we kind of want to go for. Maybe a left-sided winger. Maybe that means we put Mabadidi into the central position. I don't know. Maybe that's our solution. Putting Mabadidi more of the cam role in the 10 and putting this Yasser guy, if we do get him on the wing. I do not know. Maybe that is probably one way around it.
Field.
But that's why I honestly, at the moment in time, without getting a cam in, I think the best place we've got is Mavadidi in that role. I think me and you, Jamie, spoke about last week, saying that he's probably the best.
Callum said as well. I think we mentioned it last week, didn't we? Same as what Callum said here, that play Mavadidi in the number 10 role. He's got this skill. He's got the pace. Whether he's got the actual ability and the actual creativity enough to play there, Chris, Jono, I'm not 100% sure, but he's got the pace and the skill. Whether he can actually pick the passes out, or will he be going too much for goal, do you think?
I think the way we're going is that I think a cam's way more expensive than a winger. So I think what we're going to do is shove Mavadidi at 10. I think I do agree, does have the ability. Obviously, it's not his main position, but we can put him at a 10 and get a winger. I think that's where the club is going. I think if we're linked with Reece Nelson, we've found this new guy. We're linked with this new guy. They're wingers. So I think that's what we're going to be doing.
Oh, by the way, lads and lasses, I had a comment last week about living in the past, in the 70s. Did anyone notice Augsburg yesterday played with 2 up top all game? There you go. It is part of the modern day football. They played 2 strikers up top. So I'm not living in the past.
No, you're just living in the 1970s, mate.
Is your TV black and white?
No, my TV is not black and white.
Yeah, this guy got 6 goals, 7 assists last season.
Go on, Chris. You were saying something then.
I was just saying, like, we won the Premier League with 2 up front.
We did.
What is wrong with 2 up front? I don't.
That was only 8 years ago, so I'm not living in that far past, am I? Reedy.
Don't know about, mate. Don't know about.
Neil Birchnough says we need a specialist number 10, not a part-time number 10. Somerville's gone to West Ham. Ain't West Ham making some cracking signings at the minute? They look like they're going to be doing some decent business.
Yep.
West Ham, Fulham, and Aston Villa are going to be real threats this season.
Yeah. And I will say as well, this sounds the stupidest thing ever, but they're doing very, very well with their new manager as well. Palace are on fire right now.
Palace, yeah. This season, I wish we got promoted in the Premier League last season, because this season, this will be the hardest season ever to stay up. All the teams are up in their game.
Palace have been winning like the last 10 games in a row. Even in pre-season, they've been winning back-to-back games. Somehow they're doing it.
K-Man here, Smodic, O'Hare, Weghorst. I'd have probably gone for one out of the 3 of them. Smodic is a one-season wonder. He was 29. And he's been in the lower leagues. He scored 28 goals last year. Weghorst hardly scores a goal at club football. He scores goals at international level. Mm-hmm. So I would score him. He's a beanpole. He's like Ian Orland.
I'd love him. It's a bit of a plan B.
He's a guy who just frustrates the hell out of the fans.
Plan B, Reader. You can't have a plan B.
He's a wind-up merchant. That's who he is. So.
Yeah, but let's face it, Vardy's the king of that.
Yeah, Chris, that's what I was saying. If Mavadidi was playing number 10, then he would need to learn how to pick a pass.
But you want that player in that 10's role. As much as it's more about passing the ball instead of scoring a goal, him in that role might get a bit more access to shoot and score more. Whereas on the wing, he has to do a bit more cutting in or coming back to pass it or whatnot. So maybe he's got more of a creative area to score goals there. I don't know.
But 2 up top doesn't necessarily mean you get overrun up top, Adam. Because if you play 2 up top, you play 3 at the back with wing backs, and you cover that extra midfielder. So you drop one, one goes forward, one goes back, or when you're attacking, you both. So you're not light in midfield. The way you can play it is that's the way you play with wing backs, and that's the way I think he will play with wing backs. I think eventually he'll play with wing backs. I think you'll see against Lens that'll be the way he will play.
Look at Christensen last game. He was up left wing all game. He kept on flying it to Christensen. He kept on running up and down the pitch. So he's definitely going to play with wing backs. I reckon it'll be a free at the back. Ricardo or Justin or Chris, whoever's on, will be doing up all the running. So
that team he played yesterday was 4 at the back, wasn't it? It was JJ, Vestergaard, Wout Fares. I wasn't too impressed with Vestergaard yesterday, to be honest, and Victor Christiansen. Well, are we going to play 4 at the back? Do you think
I think it's going to be the same sort of thing as last year. We start with 4 at the back, and when we're going to attacking, we play 3 at the back. I think that is just how it works, because obviously we saw Christensen yesterday going up the pitch a lot more.
Yeah, it's a different kind of inverted fullback, isn't it? Because I think you're going to find that the left fullback is going to be the one that's bombing up and down the pitch.
Yeah, we're not gonna have a wing back that goes inside, because we've already got 2 defensive midfielders there in Winks and Didi, so I can't see that happening.
Yeah. We'll be playing 5 at the back. So Callum says, Nick Moore says we need players who are used to the English game, especially the Prem, and I'm afraid they don't come cheap, which is true. Jamie, do you think FaZe should be dropped for Cody or Okoli? 100%. I've always rated Cody. I forgot about Okoli yesterday, actually. I never even gave him a second thought, which is strange. But anyway, yeah, I've always rated Cody. I can't see why he doesn't get more of a chance, Chris, to be honest.
Captain yesterday, wasn't he? So, and no,
Cody, he didn't even play until the second half.
I thought maybe I misread that, but no, as I say, definitely Cody, certainly ahead of Fast, because Fast, I still go back to last season. Fast seriously struggled last season. Even in the Euros, he struggled. So no, I'm definitely sort of putting Fast down in the pecking order. So I think, yeah, Cody definitely should go. Okolai, I can't really comment about that because I don't know how he plays, but at the same time, like, definitely Cody ahead, sure.
Yeah. It's a bit worrying though, the transfers. We keep saying we need strikers in and attacking midfielder in and stuff like that. In the first 11 days, we had 3 transfers. In the last 18, we've got a big fat And he said in the interview after the game yesterday that they've missed out on a couple this week. They were so close to get them over the line, but they buggered off and went somewhere else. So I think that's Reece Nelson and what's the other one, Reedy?
Sula.
Sula or Sola, however you pronounce it.
Reece Nelson might be going to West Ham then.
So what?
He's going West Ham then, isn't he?
Who? Oh, Reece Nelson.
Reece Nelson.
Well, he's started playing a few games for Arsenal in the pre-season, hasn't he? So
I've been watching some AFTV and they've really said he's looked really good. And that's why I want him to stay now. So I mean, I'm going to head off. I've got to go out soon. Just come for 5 or 10 minutes. So
all right then, John. Cheers for joining.
See you later, all.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too. I'll see you later, sir.
See you later, mate.
You got a sir then.
So yeah, so we've got to make some decisions soon. We've got to make some decisions soon, haven't we, Chris, about players in and out and who they're going to shake about and see what else. I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough call. We're 2 weeks tomorrow from our first game. 2 weeks yesterday 2 weeks Friday. No, 12 days, isn't it, until the first Premier League game. And then 2 weeks tomorrow for us. So I don't know what's going to happen, Chris. What do you think? It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, well, and Harry gets to go back to his old club and say, "Look, I left you for 1 season and I've already won a trophy." But no, I mean, it's going to be a tough match against Spurs because we've got still do, but mind you, they've not got Kane now, so that could help. But I honestly think I'm still cautiously excited, believe it or not, because even though we've had no signs the past week or so, I still like the signs we've already had. And I know that Cooper's still looking and still trying to get people in, which is good. He recognises the weaknesses. So, yeah, I'm optimistic.
You're optimistic?
I fucking wish I was.
I know.
I wish I was, mate. Christ!
I'm worried. Well,
I am worried. Don't get me wrong.
I think I want to put people in the comments where you think we're going to finish. Realistic, honestly, not. I really want you to know where you think we are going to finish this year. Whether it's 20th, 19th, 18th.
I think the team we've got is quality enough to stay up in the league. I think the point deduction alone, I think having Steve Cooper, in my eyes, isn't going to be a big help. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the quality to what we have in the team wise and the system and whatnot, I just don't know if it'll work. I feel like the quality's there, and I hope the quality will push through and keep us up. But I don't think we're going to have what it takes in my eyes. I'm not saying we're going to get relegated. I'm just saying I think it's going to be a struggle.
I think, obviously, we still need to know what points were being deducted, but at the same time, I still think we could get to about, it'll probably still be second half of the table, but I'd say probably about 14th, 15th.
You know what I'm going to do, right? I am going to run a competition. A £25 gift card at the club. How many points? I'm going to do a post tomorrow or over the next few days. How many points Leicester are going to get?
We still need.
And the person that gets it, if there's more than one, we'll draw it out of the hat. And if there's more than one, so I need to know how many points.
8.
Yeah, but Jesus, that includes anything. That includes that includes any deductions.
Oh, okay.
That's what. That's about -1 then with you, then, Reader.
I still have faith, even with the points deduction.
I am going. Yeah. What's Chris smoking? We're going down without beating with less than derbies. See, there's some 28 points. Be lucky to get 30, 32. But I'm going to do a post over the next few days, not on Leicester's, on Leicester Fan, and to see how many points we get. And there'll be a £25 gift card to spend at the club. That's a bit of a competition, isn't it, Reader? Yeah.
Well, it's basically potluck, really, because you could have a really shit season or you could have a really good season. So
Yeah, I know.
But
then you'd be wanting to beat the points, though, wouldn't you? That'd be the thing. You'll want to beat the points. If you put something like 8, Reader, you'll be going, oh, please get more than 8. Or will you be wanting the £25 gift card off me?
I would rather stay up than have the gift card off you, mate. I couldn't care less.
See, that's what people are going to be wanting. They're going to be thinking, oh, I want to stay up, But yeah, I think we'll run that competition. I think we'll do that. I'll have a word with Phil tomorrow and we'll run that. And it's 25 quid. It's just the same as what you're going to get for your plastic card if you wanted it. So you get your money back for that, wouldn't you? If you bought your season ticket on a plastic card. But I honestly think I'm going for 17. I am going for 17. And
17th place or 17 points?
No, 17th place. So we're going to stay up. So I'll be looking at the 30-odd points. 35, 36 points.
I thought you said 17 points. I was like, you were just relegating us.
I'm going for about 36, 37 points. That's what I'm going for.
I'm going to be optimistic, and I'm going to say about 13th place. And even with the points deduction, I'll say 49.
Okay, now.
Jesus Christ.
You're saying we're going to get 60 points on before the point deduction?
I don't know.
Christ, you're going to ask us for 20 wins.
You do not deduct
That's 20. Chris, even I haven't gone that far. That's nearly double what I've said.
You said 49 points. With a 10-point deduction after that, it's bloody 60 points you want.
You don't know how many points were being deducted.
I'm just saying, if you're saying you're 49 points after the point deduction, you're asking for like 20 wins out of a season.
It can happen.
Jesus, that's nearly title winning form you're going for, Chris. Haven't you been watching pre-season?
Yes. And
I agree with that Richard comment now. Is he smoking something?
Yeah, I've got to say.
Oh,
I'd put that pipe away, Chris, if I was you.
I'd be buzzing if we were getting 60 points next season.
I still have faith, and I really do think science has been brilliant. And yes, and I know that Cooper's still looking and he's still trying to strengthen the weaknesses. So I have faith.
We've got to have faith, haven't we? Christ, we should name the show.
Right,
We've got to have faith.
Is that 6 points or 6th place? Are you on the same stuff as what Chris is on?
6th place, apparently. Yeah.
I think Callum. Yeah, I think he's living on planet Zog. To be honest, he's not on our planet, is he?
Well, we've got a show title for next week, then, haven't we?
Well, you're going to end up.
Yeah, living on a dream.
No, we've got to have the faith.
Oh God! Living on a dream.
Like that.
It's living on a prayer, mate. Calm down.
You'll see it somewhere over the next couple of days. I'll sort it out. It won't be on mine. It'll be on Leicester Fan TV. It won't be on mine.
It'll probably be me that sorts it out.
No, I'll do it. I'll just do it. It's all right. No worry. You're not getting involved in it. It's me. It's me that's doing it. It's me that's doing it.
All right, mate.
But yes. Chris, cheers for joining us, pal. Are you off to do your radio show?
Yes.
What time's that on?
7 till 9 p.m. on a Saturday.
Oh, I thought it was a Sunday night you did it.
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Oh, so I've missed it then.
Yeah, sadly. But
Right.
1989. So.
Ah, right. I always thought it was Sunday. I could have sworn it was a Sunday night show. Right, you better do your research. You better do your research for next week then, Chris. We shall see you later, mate.
Right, see you later.
Be good. See you later. Reedy, there wasn't much optimism there from the fans, was there, to be honest?
No, I was probably more the most positive one here, apparently. I don't know.
Actually, no, I think Chris was. Oh, no.
Well, yeah, but he's like on bloody dreamland here, so that's
he's coming from down on the ceiling again, isn't he? He's floating down now, he is.
It's like pigs flying, isn't it?
Chris, come down from the ceiling. Come on, come down.
What a feeling.
I'm dancing on. We've already used that one.
Yeah.
We shall see you later, mate. See you, Chris. Reedy, there's another show done and dusted. Thank you for, Steve Shepherd, Living on a Prayer. Yes. That could be next week's one if we're still thinking that way inclined. Right, Reedy. Cheers for joining, pal. Enjoy your you have swapped with Locks on your optimism.
What, me being
optimistic?
Now, apparently.
Yeah. You've totally swapped round. Right then, pal.
Yes, Callum. Yes, Callum.
Yeah.
It's happening.
I hope so.
It's happening.
If it's happening, it's great. If it's happening, Reedy's going to buy everyone a pint that agrees with him, so that would be no pints bought with him whatsoever.
Yeah.
All right, Reedy, we shall speak to you later, mate. Be good.
Adios.
Cheers later.
Bye-bye.
Lady me ode. Go on, Alfie, kill. Go on, kill. Right, much appreciated. Thank you for joining once again every Sunday morning at 9:30. I'll be back this time next week, so join me. So it's ciao, adios, goodbye, yaki da. Come on, you foxes. There goes the final whistle.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms. For exclusive extra shows, behind the scenes, competitions and podcasts, subscribe to Leicester Fan TV today on Patreon.